Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxtor99 and another first play on launch day, first impressions review based only on my first impressions of the game. This is Skyforce Reloaded, a retro kind of a scrolling shooter. I used to love these kind of games back as a kid as well. I remember my favorite game like this was Zaxtorian, I do believe. It was much like Galaga. I didn't like it near as much as I liked Asteroids, but I did like this kind of game quite a bit back, when I was a kid growing up. This one looks pretty impressive, and this is one game the developer did not give me a key to. I actually bought the game, guys. $9.99 is regular price. It's first week on sale on Steam for 10% off, $8.99, and we're gonna find out if Skyforce Reloaded is worth its what sounds to be like a little bit of a hefty price tag, 10 bucks. And we'll be back to give this game my first impressions review right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have just launched the game. This is Skyforce Reloaded, and one thing I wanted to check is I definitely made sure this game is able to play with a controller. It certainly looks like it should be able to, so I have a controller in hand. It does have full controller support, by the way. So we have start here, we have options, and we have exit. We go into the options here. We see all our statistics. So we have, I like that, kind of like my game Rock and Roll. It keeps track of a bunch of different statistics. I like that. Pretty cool. We have help. This shows you what all the power-ups and everything are. Fire rate is the thing with wings. Laser. Man, I'm not going to remember this. Survivors. Pick up health is a heart. Makes sense. Energy shield. Looks like what it should. Mega bomb. This game looks cool. This game looks really cool. Alright, controls. Here we go. So you can play, it looks like, co-op on one computer with a keyboard. You can also play two-player co-op as well. And with a gamepad, I have fire A, alternate fire is right, trigger, same thing. Energy shield is X, okay. Laser is Y, mega bomb is B, supercharge, left trigger. We have auto fire turned off. We'll leave it off. And we're just going to go ahead and do this default. Okay, it doesn't look too hard. Alright, guys, I'm excited. Let's jump into this. The graphics look impressive for a game like this. Alright. Stage 1. Yeah, it makes sense that all these are locked until you... Man, look at all this. This is just one area as well. Okay. Destroy 70% of enemy forces, destroy 100% of enemy forces, rescue all people, and stay untouched. Those are the things that we can strive to do. Doesn't mean I'm going to do them, but that is our goals, okay?
Mission begins.
Collect stars and buy upgrades. Oh. How do I pick him up? Oh, you just gotta hover over him. Oh, that's cool.
Weapon upgrade.
It feels really good so far. I am playing with a controller. I have a feeling this game's gonna be way easier with a controller. Sensitivity is a little bit high, or it feels a little bit high. Did I get him? Yes, I did get him.
Critical condition.
Uh-oh.
Weapon upgrade. Human rescue. Human rescue.
Man, I'm sucking. I wonder if this wouldn't be easier with a keyboard. Ah, dang it.
Game over.
Let me try something here. Alright guys, we are back. I paused my OBS recording, played a couple more games, and decided to set it to auto fire. With a controller or with a keyboard, I think auto fire is the way to go, and especially until you get a lot better. There is so much going on in this game, so much chaos. You got to try to collect all these stars, collect these golden wings, collect power-ups, and save people while trying to shoot every enemy on the screen to try to maximize your points and you know, get your objectives met. Obviously, on each wave, you're trying to beat the main boss at the end of each level, and it is incredibly challenging, especially as you start. Now, this game is one of those games where, like I said, the concept is very easy to understand, but mastering the game is super, super hard. One thing I can tell you as a little hint is these tanks and stuff like that, and these little, like, turrets. Keep shooting those. Don't just blow them up to where they're like not shooting at you. Keep blowing them up and shooting them until they completely blow up. And if your health has dropped, usually they will drop a heart, so you can pick that heart up and restore any damage done to your fighter ship. This game is incredibly fun, and I'm trying to shoot this tower down here, but I don't know if you need some kind of other weapon or whatever. See what I mean? Destroy these things completely. The tanks and the turrets and stuff like that shooting at you. Always try to pick up all these survivors, and they're always in the same spot on every level, so, you know, after you play a couple of times, you'll kind of memorize where the survivors are that you need to pick up. Pick up as many of these stars as you can because they do count towards one of your objectives. Notice how we have a red heart over there. That's exactly what you want to get to repair damage done to your ship. And the game progressively gets harder and harder, and each level progressively gets harder and harder, with, you know, homing missiles starting to come in at me right here now, waves of enemies flying past me that I'm going to miss. Certainly going to be really, really hard to not only pick up all the survivors, but trying to destroy every enemy on the screen as well. But you just do the best you can, and I promise you, the more you play this game, the better you'll get. I've only played this game about 45 minutes at this point, 30, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. But I can tell you this game is super addictive, even though it is freaking hard. So we lost that one there, but I am noticing that every time I play it, I am getting better and better at the game. Now, one thing that's going to help you as well is you score these star points, these resources as you would, and you can go in and upgrade like your health or your cannon power and other things as you get more and more of these resources. So that's going to help you progress and get better each time as well. So, you know, even if you go in and you only get, 20 hearts the first, or 20 stars the first time you play, it's still going to help you in the long run to collect those hearts so you can use those to upgrade your ship. I really like that, and keep in mind, those upgrades will stay with you on your account when you play. See what I mean? This auto fire here is definitely helping me out and helping me hit all these enemy ships. Mashing your A button or your trigger button or whatever every time to shoot one shot. Not only is that going to wear your fingers out in a game like this, but it's just so much easier to turn that auto fire on and have it shoot for you. I can't recommend that enough if you pick up this game. This game is, guys, I gotta say here, as I play this game, I've played a lot of these, 2D scrolling shooters in my time. Now, while I haven't played as many of these lately, I played a good number of these as a kid growing up on my Commodore 64 and in the arcades, and this definitely reminds me of an action arcade game from back in the 80s, but this one is really, really well done. Look at the detail done in the graphics, the detail of the explosions, the detail even in the background and the clouds scrolling by. The music is the perfect kind of music for this kind of a game. And, needing to save survivors and pick them up and commit a few seconds to actually, picking them up and saving them from the ground makes the game that much more exciting and definitely gets your adrenaline going. As you know that enemy shots are coming in or homing shots are coming in, and sometimes in this game, you're going to be faced with some situations where you're like, okay, do I pick up a red heart to, repair my ship, or do I go save this survivor over here before they scroll by, and you lose them? And you have to make some choices there sometimes, on your longevity of the game, or do you let a survivor go? So really tough you know, spur of the moment decisions that you have to make all the time, especially as you progress through this game. Now, the global high scoring kept right in game all the options in the game. I really like it. The only thing that I wish there was an option for at this point was an option for your control sensitivity. Now, I guess you could go into, you know, your Steam controls or your computer options for your controller and turn down your controller sensitivity there, but I would really like to see them add an option for controller sensitivity. I am getting used to the controller sensitivity at this point after you play a few times, but I know when I first started playing this, the control sensitivity seemed like it was way too high, and I was just kind of, you know, popping all over the screen. Now here is the first boss fight that you'll have. You got to fight this big, huge enemy helicopter and dodge all these blue bullets. And there's several guns on this helicopter that you have to take out. I like that you can see the health bar above each of those guns. And right there, as I almost had him down, game over, he got me. That's my highest score yet, I do believe, at 30,700. And I did go ahead and save all 10 humans there, so that's satisfying. And enemies destroyed 80% is my highest yet. I met 2 of the 4 objectives they have for level 1, or stage 1 rather. But notice I did not unlock stage 2. To do that, I'm going to have to beat that boss. We're going to go back here, and we're going to go ahead and increase our health some more a couple of times. Don't have enough resources to upgrade my cannon power, but I want to try to increase that health as much as I can right off the bat, because, you know, it seems like I always die earlier than I want to die. I also love the ability you can go in here and play 2-player co-op. Get a friend or a family member or whatever to go in here and help you. Can't wait to get my son in this game and see how far we can make it in this game. I gotta say, guys, for one of these type of games, I don't know that I've ever played a game quite this addictive. This game is super, super addictive for the scrolling action arcade shooter. It is very, very tough, but I love that. I love the fact that it's really tough, and it's gonna, you know, but it's good enough and it's fun enough to where you want to keep playing over and over and over again and try to get better and better each time. Also, the growth of your ship as you collect these star resources, you know, make it that much more addictive. A nice touch with this game is the voices, you know, the woman saying, you know, weapon upgrade, and the guy saying nice and stuff like that when you destroy all the enemies in a wave. Makes the game that much more satisfying. And when you know, do something like, you know, shoot every plane in a wave of enemies, or you save a survivor that almost scrolls by, it's just really, really satisfying to play. So this game comes in, guys, as I continue to play, and I do this record over of this gameplay that I played just a few minutes ago. I want to go ahead and talk about you know, some of the things I like about this game as I score the game and give this game my first impressions score with about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes of total game time in. Remember that anytime I give any game a first day on, you know, first play on launch day kind of score, it's only a first impression score. It's the kind of score I'm giving it based on my first, impressions of the game, my first reactions to the game, not knowing how the full game is. You know, obviously a game like this doesn't have some deep, compelling story that I really have to play through to the end, but this is a game that I'm definitely going to want to play a lot more of, and I can see how addictive this game already is. I can see this game's going to take a long time to, you know, completely beat every boss in every stage of the game. So you have replayability through the roof with this game. You add in the, you know, 2-player co-op and stuff like that. The replayability even goes higher. At $9.99, guys, when I first saw this game on Steam at $9.99, I saw that the graphics were nice in the preview trailer, but I wondered if that might be a little bit too much to ask for a game like this. And after getting my first hour or so in the game here, as I could shoot away at this helicopter here, $9.99, guys, for this game is an absolute steal. In fact, I think I would pay $20 for this game. Don't laugh. This game is that much fun. It might be an old school kind of shooter, but even the newer folks, young teens and stuff like that who didn't, you know, grow up on these kind of games, I guarantee you this game is a hell of a lot of fun. I also promise you that it's going to be really tough, especially, you know, when you first start out. You're probably not going to do as well as you hope to do, but keep playing. I promise you, you will get better and you will progress further every time you play. So there we are, guys. We died yet again. We're going to go ahead and go in here and increase our health one more notch, and we're going to go ahead and try one more time to get past this first stage as we go ahead and score this game. Guys, value at $9.99 a regular price. On sale price, obviously the value is going to be even higher, but we don't need to give it a higher value score because, like I've already said, this game is worth twice its price. It may sound a little bit high when you first look at it and realize that it's an old school arcade shooter, but after you get your first taste of it, I think you're going to be really happy that you went out and grabbed this game. The value is through the roof, guys. 40 out of 40 all day long. It's the highest portion of my score for any of these games that I score. The value, the replayability, the addictiveness, the addictive nature of the game to make you want to play again and again and again makes this game definitely and easily a 40 out of 40. My next facet of any game that I score is fun. Okay, well, how much fun is the game to play? It's worth 30 points. And guys, being able to move all over with a controller, with a keyboard, being able to play with a friend is going to be a lot of fun. But this game, even by yourself, is a ton of fun. And it's just crazy arcade action that's going to have you, almost on the edge of your seat, just, hoping you save that survivor or get that last plane in the wave, get that boss, get to the boss. You'll definitely want to get revenge on that boss after he kills you one or two times. It's going to have you keep wanting to keep playing until you beat that damn boss. I promise you that you are going to want to beat that boss. Once you play him a couple of times, then he kicks your ass. So, fun, guys, on this game. I think this fun on a scale of like 1 to 10 is a 9 out of 10. That equates to a 27 out of 30. Sounds about right. 27 out of 30 is my fun score on this game. Very, very high. Controls and bugs is my next criteria for any game that I score like this. How good, does a game control? What kind of bugs do you see in the game? For this game, guys, I haven't seen one single bug. There's nothing here that's kind of glitching out or that looks glitchy. I don't see any kind of sprites like, wigging out or anything like that. Everything just looks super smooth, super amazing. The only thing I'm going to take away from the developers on this game here is not having the ability to control the sensitivity of your controller or how fast your ship moves. Obviously, I understand you can't control the responsiveness of the game, but having a little bit of controller sensitivity, a little bit of control of that would be nice, I do think, because no controllers are the same, and nobody wants to have to exit the game and go and try to control, adjust that stuff in the Windows options on your computer over having that right in the game. So I'm going to take just 1 point away for that. I don't think that's a big, factor in this game, and definitely nothing that's going to, majorly take down the score. But I'm going to knock off 1 point for not having that in this game. I think it's especially important when you play with a controller, especially in this kind of a game. So I'm going to knock it down to 19 out of 20 on controls and bugs for that. And my last criteria, guys, as I fire away at this last gun here on this boss helicopter here, and now he's, I just gotta basically destroy his health here. He's already kind of blowing up, taking a lot of damage. Look at the graphics, guys. Look how good the background, the clouds, and your ship, and all these stars, and the shadows, and everything look. And then look at that explosion right there. Listen to the music. Every sound effect is in the game. You have voiceovers kind of, drawing you in more. Guys, I would be doing this game an injustice to not score it at a 10 out of 10. For the type of game it is a 10 out of 10, and look how good even that trophy looks. My first time beating that trophy took me about 45 minutes of gameplay to get past that first stage and get my first trophy, but I can't tell you how good it feels. But if we add all that up, guys, 40 out of 40 for value, 27 out of 30 for fun, 19 for controls and bugs, 19 out of 20, and graphics and sound scoring an impressive 10 out of 10 for this game. You add that all up, guys, it is easily one of my highest scores of 2017, and we're almost to 2018. I think this might be my highest score this year, and I have reviewed a ton of games here on Steam. Guys, not only is this game scoring at 96%, this game also gets my must-buy recommend. I don't care if you don't, like these type of games and you think you only play survival games or you only play, Call of Duty FPS shooters or whatever. I encourage everybody to go ahead and, try this game out. You have 2 hours to see if this game doesn't grow on you on Steam's refund policy. I urge everybody to go give this game a try. I definitely recommend playing with a controller, and I can't urge you enough to try it a few times. Don't just give up because you suck the first time. I almost guarantee you you're going to suck the first time or two you play the game. But just watch. You will get better, and you will get further every time you play. I think this game is a steal at $9.99, guys. 96%, and I want to go ahead and thank the developers of this game for making a fantastic arcade action scrolling shooter. And if I'm going to be completely honest, guys, I hope that these developers don't go in and make a game like my own Rock and Roll, because if they did, they would put me to shame. Obviously, this isn't the same kind of arcade style as my Rock and Roll, but it's a scrolling shooter rather than, an asteroid rock shooter, so it's a little bit different. But these are some impressive developers, and this game just oozes quality. Again, 96% is my score on this game. I want to go ahead and say again to the developers, or if I haven't said it yet, Infinite Dreams is the developers of this game. They made this game a couple years ago, but now they've went in and remastered it and made it even better. Evidently, I never played the first one, but this is really the only game that they've ever made on Steam, so there's certainly not some developers flooding the Steam market with all kinds of junk. These guys are pouring their hearts and souls into this game and making it as good as they can, and I can't believe how good this little scrolling action shooter is. Infinite Dreams, thanks so much for giving us a quality game, a great value for our money, and giving us what I consider, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now, guys, my 2017 Game of the Year is Skyforce Reloaded. I do not think that there's going to be another game that I'm going to play in the month of December that's going to beat this one, or beat a 96% overall. This one here has taken the cake. Right now, right here, my 2017 Indie Game of the Year. Thanks so much, Infinite Dreams, for giving us a fantastic value for your money as you look at all these prestige points and how you can get technicians to work for you. There is so much replayability and so much advancement in this game. It's amazing. This game has Steam achievements already. It has local co-op. It has full controller support, and I'm sure it's going to have trading cards as well for those of you guys that like that. Steam, leaderboards. It's just a super impressive game, guys. I urge you to go out and try this game. Skyforce Reloaded. Go out and get it now, guys. Don't deny yourself of this indie gem of 2017 on Steam. Be sure you comment down below. Be sure you rate my video, guys. This is Zaxtor99 with my first impressions giving Skyforce Reloaded my 2017 Indie Game of the Year. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Unit